camera is a wonderful gift to receive, but it's also one of the most daunting presents to buy. Depending on your budget, the features and prices vary widely, and you may have to choose a lens on top of that. If you don't do your homework, it's easy to go wrong. Luckily, we're here to guide you through. Whether your lucky recipient is a photographer or YouTuber, we can help you find the perfect camera in your price range. We'll tour each model's strong points, whether that be for speed, resolution, or video, so that you can confidently make the best decision. This year, we're recommending mirrorless cameras with interchangeable lenses rather than DSLRs. Companies like Nikon and Canon are developing fewer new DSLRs, so most of the interesting new models are mirrorless. Having said that, we'll also take a look at one compact camera with a fixed lens aimed at a very specific market. Unlike DSLRs, mirrorless cameras give you an electronic rather than an optical view of your subject. That appears either on the rear display or the electronic viewfinder, also known as the EVF. They're also more compact and better suited to shooting video. Some models allow you to shoot very fast bursts for sports, while others have a high-resolution sensor that's ideal for landscape or portrait shooting. Now that we know what kind of cameras we're working with, let's look at the budget. Cameras in our list cost anywhere from $500 to $4,000, so what does that extra money get you? It boils down to speed and capability. The key characteristics of a camera are the sensor size and resolution. The most expensive cameras have large, full-frame sensors that are the same size as a 35mm film negative. That happens to be about 20 times larger than a smartphone sensor, by the way. Bigger sensors can gather more light, so they're better for shooting at night. They can also create a shallower depth of field, which lets you blur the background and create a nice soft effect called bokeh. However, full-frame mirrorless cameras start at $1,000 and go up quickly from there, and lenses can be equally costly. The cameras also tend to be bulky and heavy. That takes us to the next sensor size, APS-C. Those are smaller than full-frame, but they're still huge compared to a smartphone. They don't let you blur the background as much and aren't as good for night shooting, but on the plus side, the cameras are smaller and lighter. Prices are also cheaper, starting at around $500. The smallest sensor size is micro four thirds. They're available at similar prices to APS-C, but low-light shooting capability and bokeh are further reduced. Now that we know approximately what sensor size you need for your budget, let's narrow it down even more. If your giftee wants to shoot landscapes or portraits, you'll want a sensor with more resolution. You also need as sharp an electronic viewfinder as you can afford, so that you can see your subjects clearly, especially in bright light. If they're more into sports or wildlife, then speed is key and resolution is secondary. Look for a camera that can shoot at least 8 frames per second with continuous autofocus and a responsive face and eye detection system that can keep up. Finally, on the photography side, street shooters will want a small, low-profile camera with a silent shooting mode and good low-light sensitivity. And then there's video. Nowadays, 4K video shooting is compulsory for mirrorless cameras at any price. If possible, try to get one with high-quality 10-bit log shooting too. YouTube creators who like to point the camera at themselves will need a screen that flips around 180 degrees. Face and eye detect autofocus is also a must, as is a stabilization system to keep things smooth, along with support for external microphones. Okay, so we're clear on what your loved one might need and what you can afford. Now, let's take a look at some specific cameras. If you're on a tight budget, consider Canon's EOS M200. It has a decently high-resolution 24-megapixel APS-C sensor, but the body is tiny at just 299 grams. It's not a bad vlogging camera either, thanks to the 3-inch flip-up display and 4K 24p video. On the downside, it lacks an EVF and has relatively slow shooting speeds. However, you can get the camera with the kit lens for just $550. Another good option in that price range is Fujifilm's X-T200. Unlike the M200, it does have an EVF, along with a stylish body, 4K video, electronic stabilization, and a flip-out display. It normally costs $800 with a kit lens, but you can often find it on sale for a lot less. Moving up a notch in price, I'd suggest Sony's a6100. It's not only fast, but beats any other camera in this range for autofocus with uncanny reliability along with face and eye tracking capabilities. It's a decent camera for vlogging and video too, with sharp 4K video and a flip-around screen. You can get one with a kit lens for $850. Canon's $850 M6 Mark II is a speed demon of a camera with shooting speeds up to 14 frames per second with autofocus tracking. At the same time, it's the highest resolution APS-C camera available too, with a 32.5 megapixel sensor. It's not bad either for vlogging, thanks to a flip-up display and 4K 30 frame per second shooting speeds. For someone into travel or street photography, take a look at Fujifilm's X-T30. To start with, you get a 26.1 megapixel APS-C sensor wrapped in a small, sexy body. It also comes with excellent 4K video capability, fast shooting speeds, and a good autofocus system. For $1,000 with a kit lens, it packs in a surprising amount of power. If your lucky recipient is really into video or vlogging, Panasonic's GH5 still gives you the most bang for the buck. It delivers sharp 4K video at up to 60 frames per second and has desirable features for serious users like 10-bit video, a flip-out display, in-body stabilization, and dual SD card slots. You can find it now for just $1,300 or $700 less than it cost when it launched. I've included Sony's compact ZV-1 here because it's really one of the first cameras expressly designed for vlogging. It's lightweight and easy to carry, but has creator-specific features like a flip-around screen, high-quality microphone, stellar autofocus, and sharp 4K 30 frame per second video. It even has unique vlogging features like background to focus and product showcase. For $800, it's an ideal camera for someone stepping up from a smartphone. Even after 2 years, Sony's a7 III is still the best all-around mirrorless camera. It handles great and can shoot fast with no worries about sharp photos thanks to the formidable autofocus system and in-body stabilization. It also delivers super sharp 4K 30 frame per second video with very high dynamic range. It's a bit expensive at $2,000, but still sets the standard for full-frame mirrorless cameras. Finally, if you have an unlimited budget, take a look at either Sony's $3,500 a7R4 or the $3,900 a7S III. With a 61 megapixel sensor, the a7R4 is the highest resolution full-frame camera available, so it's ideal for landscape photographers. The a7S III, meanwhile, is an incredible video and vlogging camera thanks to the high-quality 4K capture, incredible autofocus, and flip-out display. Finally, don't forget about lenses. That's a complicated subject, so your best bet might be to start with an inexpensive kit lens so that your loved one can start shooting. Then you can add a better quality fixed or zoom lens afterwards. And with that, you're now ready to buy a camera for your favorite photographer. If you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe and like, and check out our camera and holiday gift guides on Engadget.com.